If we want to do the state of FPS, that's completely fine. I mean, really, what other FPS are we going to talk about other than Call of Duty at this point?
It's just boring. I mean, we do have Overwatch 2.
There's
That's
Shatterline,
fun.
Overwatch, Shatterline, yeah.
Shadowline. And honestly, Overwatch 2 is fun. I've
Defender.
literally never played Overwatch before. I played like 3
Really?
or 4 times casually, and I was like, this is kind of fun. There's some broken ass operators in the game, and like learning there's like 30 different abilities and whatnot. It's kind of like overwhelming, but it's
Oh, it's nothing.
fun. It's
That's
colorful.
nothing. Yeah,
There's chaos happening.
yeah.
But it's been a fun game to just play casually and not competitively. Because my sister's playing it competitively and she's having a blast doing that. I'm like, all right, let me try it. Let me try it out, you know? Because I've literally never played before.
Well, I think before we get into like the state of FPS, let's talk about the way that how Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 came out. You obviously really seem to enjoy it, so
Mhm.
let's have your thoughts on the new Call of Duty then, and how it compares
Um,
to 2042, say.
Besides the crashing going on and like the weird party crashing, it's really fun. Like they launched with like 50 guns off the get-go. Just here's content, here's just a ton of guns to experiment with and play with. And then I like it. They incentivize you to use every gun because there's certain skins and attachments locked behind certain weapons because they have a global shared pool of attachment and skins. If you want to max out a gun, you can, but you can't get all the attachments even with a maxed out weapon. And I like that a ton. Because I'm glad you can't choose one gun and have everything on it. And it's also cool, like you're not unlocking the same red dot 10,000 times. You unlock it one time for every weapon that can use that
Oh,
red dot.
good.
The same
Can
like
you
suppressor.
customize? Can you customize the red dots yet, or just do that
Um,
later?
what do you mean? Like different like no, I don't think you can
Yeah,
actually
on the red
customize.
dot.
No, you can't.
Okay, okay. They probably do
But
that later.
there's so many red dots. There's literally
Oh,
like
really?
there's like 50 or 60 optics you can switch between.
Oh, wow.
There is a lot.
Now, when it comes to attachments and whatnot, 2042 has the plus system.
Hmm.
Are you missing that in Call of Duty, or
Nope,
would
because
you want
I
Call of
I
Duty?
rarely ever use it in 2042. I slap on what I
Okay.
want. I know the map, know my playstyle. I will occasionally swap between like a suppressor in case I go in like more CQB. That's it, honestly. That's the only reason I really use. Or I'll switch to like anti-armor rounds on occasion. But like that's super rare though still. But like no, I don't miss T system.
What about you, Gravity?
What
I know you
would-
haven't played the Call of Duty game, but I
no,
mean, I'm just talking about let's just say in general. Then.
I feel like I don't have much to contribute to this conversation. I haven't played a Call of Duty in a long time, and
Oh, never
I mean, I
mind.
played the one at TwitchCon, and I get this feeling that every time I play it, it feels like the same game I've played for 20 years. Like the basic movement and mechanics are it's very very similar, and I love that people
That's how I get you
love
though.
that
Like it's
gameplay. Right,
consistent.
this is very true. Yeah, and I get that they constantly make improvements on the audio and the gunplay. It to me it just has not clicked for me. It doesn't appeal to me. I don't like that small map, somebody constantly spawning behind me, at any random time, kind of gameplay.
Yeah. Well, they also have the really bad Battlefield version mode. What's it called?
Ground War.
Ground War. Still bad. Still terrible. I don't like it
Tell me
because
about it.
like they'll have only one building or one room of a building as the flag, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
it's
It's
super
not.
small, right?
It's not a collection of buildings or a collection of land. It's just one room,
Yeah.
and you get campers like, oh, you want into that room? I don't think so. Whack, and like it gets
Oh
camped a lot,
God.
Well,
So it's not
and
an area
no,
like
it's not an area at
around a
all.
building.
Nope, it's one building or one room.
see, this is the problem that I have with Ground War because I did
What?
play it in the first Modern Warfare, the one that came out two titles ago, at least two titles ago, and I
I think it
was
was
kind
three.
of
2019, it was
maybe
three.
yeah, 2019. Jesus. Wait,
Yeah.
that's it. That's three titles in 3 years, right? That's crazy. Um, it's just I was kind of hoping that would make a significant upgrade because I think on one of the previous episodes of the Battlefield show I was saying there is so much potential for Call of Duty to be a real Battlefield competitor if they put their minds to a truly, Battlefield-esque mode. And I get that Ground War is their best attempt right now, but all you got to do is follow that formula a little bit. Make your vehicles better. Make your flag layouts and your maps a little bit better. Take away kill streaks in that mode.
Yes, that does kill a lot. Kill streaks in vehicles.
Yeah.
The fast TTK, TTD even, right? TTD is the bigger problem.
Yeah.
And he's just,
really?
just dead.
Yeah, limit your player count, make better maps for it. Just once, just do it once and see what happens. Just test it. Test the waters. If you're gonna make Ground War, especially a new one, but you're gonna make the same already that people already was like were like the first time, just experiment. Just try to do the Battlefield, concept at once and see if you can give them a run for their money. Because I'm guarantee you, if players are still playing 2042, they might make that switch over there if you make a good enough mode.
And they also added an invasion mode as well. It's more of like a crazy TDM with like 60 players in total with AI.
That sounds nuts.
And it's
just big TDM.
It's just big TDM. One map is there might be I'll check tonight. But like a couple of maps, like literally a giant, oversized 3-lane map. You could literally sit and spawn with a 16x sniper and shoot somebody in the spawn. Like Jesus.
That sounds so dumb.
And there's vehicles, there's helicopters and tanks, APCs, transport.
AI?
Yeah, the AI also have armor on as well, so that their TDD is insane. Like, you could kill 3 people in the time it takes to kill 1 AI with armor. It's like, Jesus, he took a full mag to kill that guy.
It's so odd.
But no, Call of Duty launched with like 50 weapons, a very easy, straightforward mastery system as well. Every gun has its 4 masteries, base, and then the 4 mastery epic skins like gold, platinum, and then the 2 crazy unique like high end, like you get to get like all ARs gold, and then you can work on this finally. Like instead of having like just a tier 1 skin like 2042, they have like 4 special skins you can have in Call of Duty.
This is awesome. Then I like that amount of content.
And then they have 186 universal skins for every weapon.
Wow.
So basically, just like the attachments, the skins are assigned to certain weapon challenges.
Sure.
So say like you want, this red skin, it's get 5 shotgun kills with this shotgun. You do it, and that unlocks that skin for every weapon.
So, I'm guessing this is you want something at this level of customization and progression in the next Battlefield game. Is that what I'm getting?
That'd be cool, but it might be a lot. Like it's Tarkov light almost. Because if you max out a weapon, you can then they disabled it because it was breaking the game a little bit. You can actually go into your maxed out weapon, put attachments on that weapon, and then fiddle with the attachments, like make them bigger, smaller, heavier, and lighter, and that will go into your stats. Like we have better ADS speeds, better sprint to fire speeds, better like holding your breath kind of stuff. Like it's really in depth. Like it's kind of nutty, and it's a lot to learn. Like people brand new to the game, like wow, there's so much going on. There's so many numbers. What do I do?
You want it that complex in Battlefield 7?
I like unlocking stuff. Like I don't care about the gameplay per se, as Gravity has mentioned before. Like I just like to unlock things. Like give me a lot of stuff to unlock, and I will do that. Make it like straightforward, not too hard, and I will do it. And that'll keep my brain occupied. Keep the hey man, things are going ding 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 ding. Like, you know what I mean? Like that keeps me going.
I personally think it's the complete opposite. I think the majority of having certain unlocks for vehicles and guns and stuff behind an experience wall is kind of a, especially if they make or break a weapon, is kind of a really frustrating thing. I don't mind certain unlocks to like do the same thing if they make the weapon look cooler, or unlocks for badges or ribbons or medals or things like that. I loved the fact that BF2 was like, you had to do insanely difficult things, like play for 1,000 hours just to get a medal, and that was like one requirement of the medal. It was
that was hella funny.
Yeah, or it was.
I did it. God dang it!
It was crazy. But I just take a different road of. I get that people like unlocking stuff. I just don't. My problem with unlocks especially when it comes to gameplay mechanics, is how they affect gameplay. Like if an unlock significantly makes one item or one gun or one vehicle better than another one that for a player that doesn't have that unlocked yet, I think that's imbalanced and shouldn't be a thing.
I don't know.
Like if you're unlocking sights, unlike whatever,
Yeah.
I don't care. It's a sight. But if you're unlocking, high altitude packages for your planes, I'm like, well, I don't really want that because then one plane has an unfair advantage or a turn speed thing. I think that's stupid.
I think that's balanced though, and like you kind of gotta mitigate what kind of loadout you want at that time. You know what I mean? Like rock paper scissors kind of thing.
Well, what if you're a new player who just played the game after the game's been out for a year? You're playing against every pilot in the world that has every unlock for their plane, and then you're just getting in there like, oh, I guess I got to struggle for 50 hours just to hit rank 1.
I do get it, but I think it's like SOL. Like you should have played the game. Like that's what happens. I mean, it happens in Battlefield. Like I could load up BF5 right now, and like we'd be on the same level, like same like map, whatever, and same loadout, but I just have the advanced, IQ of like how to play the game and just wreck them. You know what I mean? We would have the same weapons, same class. I would just do better because I am better.
Yeah, that's not what I'm referring to, though. I'm referring to like if you were gonna get in order, you're launching the game in BF5 and you have a skill tree of different things you can unlock, and some of the skill trees are you move faster, you fly higher, you turn faster, you have better guns. Against a person who doesn't have any of that, and it doesn't matter whether or not you have experience or not, you can play the game for 10 hours, but you have to grind your way, dying over and over and over again because you don't have a critical item or something like that. I think that's not. I think if we're talking about vehicles, at least with vehicles, not guns,
okay,
they should have a standard balance where they should have a certain tiers of things that you can change by default. But no unlock should be a change where you have an unfair advantage over your opponent, no matter how far of a tier up it is.
Can I give you an example, Brother Steve?
What do you mean?
Can I give you an example?
Oh, sure.
Okay, what I think Gravity's talking about is that remember Star Wars Battlefront 2?
Yeah.
And you know how everyone wanted to play as Luke Skywalker?
Yeah.
And it took them like, I don't know, you either pay hell money or you play for like, what was it, 300 hours or something to unlock them?
I remember that.
I think that's what Gravity's talking about, right?
To a point, yeah.
Well, I think in like the Battlefield sense, the guy the first guy that has the advantage, he also went through the same grind though to get what he got, but just earlier in the life cycle of the game. You know what I mean?
You're not wrong, but I also think that's unnecessary in the first place. Also, when he was grinding, the people that he was grinding against were people that were also grinding and didn't have that unfair advantage against him.
They can also have paid versions of like skipping stuff.
Yeah, just buy the BF4 skips. Yeah.
let me give you a better example. In Battlefield 4, the jets, you had every jet came with their main gun and heat seekers or whatever and flares, right? There was no option to make them turn better or go faster or anything. The unlocks that were provided simply changed the effectiveness of what you wanted to do. You can unlock JDAMs for the bomber. You can unlock 25, 30mm cannons if you wanted to change things up. And you can unlock, ECM and laser-guided missiles and stuff. Like, that, all those options changed the way you play, but not the effectiveness of how much you were getting thrashed by a person who unlocked everything much earlier. Like, you still could unlock things. You just, it wasn't unbalanced, in a sense.
Gotcha.
That's my point.
I understand. I do fully understand.
I know.
I do. But no, in this Call of Duty, though, like, the problem is there's no advanced stats. All you see is a green and red bar going up and down.
They pulled the 2042?
Well, I mean, even the last game, I don't think there was advanced stats for a while. So all you see is like plus and minuses. You don't see any advanced stats. You gotta wait on the YouTubers to do that for you, basically.
But wait, is there a stats page?
Actually, I think sim.gg just did the Call of Duty stuff.
Yes, I saw that posted on their Discord. Yeah.
Oh no, I mean like numbers.
YouTubers always do it. Like, there's a bunch of YouTubers that do the breakdowns.
No. I mean a stats page, like your personal stats.
Oh no. There's not a barracks. I think they call it in Call of Duty. Yeah, there's no
Hmm.
barracks in COD right now.
Oh, you can't check your KD or anything?
Can I-
Nope, nope, nope.
Speaking of KD, did I
So they
see?
did
Did
2042.
I see that right? That on the scoreboard in Call of Duty that you don't it doesn't show you list your kills.
It doesn't show your deaths until the end of round screen.
I saw a
Right,
board that
they've been
it
doing that for a
had
while.
it had deaths. It was Danny. Danny posted it. It had deaths score, paid kill death ratio, but it didn't have your kills. I don't know what mode he was playing.
I have
That
no
sounds
idea.
weird.
'Cause all the modes that I play do
That's
show
toxic.
like during the game, it'll show your kills and objective time. And then at the end of the game,
Yeah.
they'll show you your deaths.
Here, I'll see if I can get it real quick. Whatever the heck he was.
Yeah, I've seen that. End around, it shows you your deaths there and your KD.
Yeah, it was.
That's
right here.
weird. Let's see it.
Yeah, so there you go.
I can't see it here.
I
Yeah.
posted it in the wrong thing. That's why, because I'm dum.
Oh, can you show it here on the BF show?
I can. Yeah, hang on.
Yeah.
So here is that image there, and here we go. So yeah.
Oh, so that is ground war. That's not a normal. That's the big ground
Okay,
war.
so this
mode.
is ground war, but they don't. They
Yeah.
still don't give. What the hell is?
Wait,
Why
that's
wouldn't you wanna
worse.
see-
Why
This is like
pers-
dice level.
I have to do math.
2042.
kind
do I have to
of.
do math here? Because you got the KD ratio, so that's all
Yeah.
you need,
It
really.
doesn't show your ping. I mean,
Yeah.
That's
Because
so
this mode
odd.
isn't really for kills. This mode is for like AI and OBJs and stuff like that. It's not necessarily for your kills.
Oh, this
yeah.
is ground war, though. There's AI in ground war?
Maybe? I don't know.
All
I
I
thought
know
it
is
was
that
only
all I know is
Invasion
that this
and
layout of
AI.
the score
Oh,
screen is
whatever.
absolutely awful. This is 2042 levels of bad.
Hey, at least they have a
The normal
scoreboard.
mode, the normal mode do show kills, deaths, OBJs, KD,
Okay.
and
So
ping, I
weird.
believe.
Yeah, that's
At
weird.
least it launched with a scoreboard, at least.
Got that going
Yes.
for it. Yeah.
That's exactly what I just said. Okay. I think we can wrap that one up there. So, state of FPS, Modern Warfare 2,
Overwatch
and
2.
Overwatch 2, all that stuff. Overall consensus is that I guess it's in a not that great of a state. There's a lot of weird things going on there.
Bring back a
Um,
third contestant. Bring back Medal of Honor to help contest, a three-headed beast of the FPS market.
I don't think that would sell though. I mean,
No,
short of a
that
single player.
wouldn't.
Yeah, the problem is not the game. Like, you could make an amazing Medal of Honor game. I think
Yeah.
people are just burnt the hell out of World War II games. Like, every Medal of Honor is a World War II game, right? So it's just
Well, no,
Well,
they've
they got
done
the
modern
modern
ones.
one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're modern. That was good. I enjoyed
Warfighter.
it.
but still, it's just
Or give us Titanfall 3.
I still don't think that's gonna.
I want Apex is still a thing.
Through Apex, give us Titanfall 3.
I just don't think that there's a AAA contender out there
There
that it's gonna pull out the stops. I mean,
And
Shadowline.
That's why-
even the AA ones like Shatterline, like the Gundam, like pop off for a little bit, but then they go. No one really plays
You
them.
don't have the
Or
name
they're-
recognition.
Or they're region locked ish.
Yeah.
Or the more
Oh, yeah.
interest is in, Southeast Asia and Japan. It's not really in America.
It's a shame because Overwatch had the potential to be that, and then Overwatch 2 is just it's a significant disappointment, and it's not a disappointment in that it's a bad game, because it's not. It's just when you spend 5 years on a sequel, and then what you get isn't even the single player portion. It's literally the game plus an upgrade that could have just been a huge patch to the game. It was just a big PR move, and it's very disappointing that, like, Overwatch is a great game.
Did you
especially
play a
if
lot
you're-
of Overwatch 1?
I
or
played a
Gravity?
ton of Overwatch 1.
Oh, okay.
Before I actually
Like I
started
said,
streaming, I played like a year.
I have never played before, so
Oh, yeah.
I'm having fun.
And I think that's probably part of the problem is that Overwatch 2 isn't significantly different enough from Overwatch 1. So those of us
Mhm.
like me who are burnt out of Overwatch already, I log in, I play a couple hours of Overwatch 2, and I'm like, I don't feel like playing this game anymore because I've
Yeah.
already played the same game for 5 years.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Couple new heroes.
New
It's like
lighting on the map.
2042
too,
did
yeah.
as well.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
just
I
a
didn't
shame
know
of
it-
the state we're in. Yeah.
So, can Battlefield save us, man? The future of Battlefield.
This
I don't
one
know
won't
what they're
save us. There's nothing
This one.
happening.
Oh,
Season
there's
3, Season 4, nothing happening.
this
We'll
one's
get
done
we'll get
for,
our
I
2
think.
new maps, maybe a third, couple weapons, and that's it.
I'm
Like
up.
they guaranteed 1 year, and they are cutting it. They are done.
I'm optimistic
Oh,
about
yeah.
the future. With 3 new studios, I just the biggest question mark is how they pull it all together, and if they
Yeah.
can.
And if they can, yep.
Because again, if they pull live service model, well, it better be better than the first 2 times. Because the third time, I don't really
The problem
care.
is
Time's a charm.
the BF5 was doing so good. It wasn't the best, but it was doing good, and then they killed it. Like they forgot half the war. You know what I mean? Like
Well, that I had that discussion with BF5. It went in my stream actually yesterday about somebody was arguing BF5 had a lot of content. I was going, well, and you go, well, it did at the very end. Like you could argue that it had a decent amount, not
it
comparable.
was getting traction hard at the
not
end.
comparable to BF1 or BF3 or BF4. Like it wasn't that loud, but I mean, there was a lot of guns by that time, and there were a decent amount of maps. I wouldn't say that it took forever to get there, and that's part of its problem of that live service model. Like if you're gonna hit the ground running, all that stuff needs to happen in the month or 2 or 3 afterward. That if you wait 6 months, people are gonna go play other things. Like if you're playing the same maps or the same guns for 6 months, you'll get bored. People get bored.
I agree.
Yeah. So even if you add a single player to it, I don't think that people are gonna stick around. You have to make everything good. And Steve is getting hacked again.
And I'm dying again.
Getting routed again. Well, let's just end it there then.
Sounds good.
I love
End
you
it there.
I love you
For
guys.
the overtime. Thank you guys for watching overtime. Here with Brother Steve, Gravity. Thank you guys so much. Hope you guys enjoy. Leave your comments down below, and come back, Brother Steve. Come back, and we'll say our goodbyes and whatnot. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye now.